Hello and welcome to the Philippines. I have had several people ask me whether they can fly into the Philippines with their wife, with other Filipino family members, and what the situation is. That is the Balikbayan visa, Balikbayan privilege. So I decided to check out additional details and we'll go over those and also give you some contact information. JR as an agency here in Cebu City, and they deal in all the different types of visas. He may have the most current information going forward. He deals with people here in Cebu City as well as in Manila. Anyway, over here to the Republic of the Philippines, Philippine Consulate General happens to be the website of the Los Angeles, California branch, but it gets us the information that we're looking for here. The Balikbayan program for overseas Filipino workers. Let's go down here. That law was enacted in November 1989 to attract and encourage overseas Filipinos to visit the Philippines. And lots of information here, important information here. The following categories of persons can avail of the Balikbayan privilege: a Filipino citizen who has been continuously out of the Philippines for a period of at least 1 year from the date of last departure. Not sure how closely they enforce that, but important, very important part of the program. B, a Filipino overseas worker, OFW. There's like 10 million of them, I think, out working in other nations. C, a former Filipino citizen who had been naturalized in a foreign country and holds a foreign passport. And like I said, I've had many people ask me about this. Spouses are also included, and we'll get to that. A Balikbayan is entitled to the following benefits: travel tax exemption. So we'll click on that, see what it brings us to. I understand the consulate is closed presently. Tax exemption and duty-free privileges. The following individuals are required by the Philippine government to pay the travel tax every time they depart the country for an overseas destination. Filipino citizens, permanent resident aliens, same thing. The following Filipino citizens are exempted from the payment of the travel tax, and it is it's not just a small amount. It adds up. It's over 1,000 pesos. You're exempted if you're a Filipino overseas contract worker, OFWs, Filipino permanent residents abroad who stay or visit the Philippines is less than 1 year, infants 2 years and below. Now, this is a very important point. Be there. Filipino permanent residents abroad who stay or visit in the Philippines is less than 1 year. My understanding is that the Balikbayan visa or privilege allows you, basically free of charge, I believe at this time, 1 year in the Philippines. You can stay 1 year, then you have to leave the country. I think Bud Brown did that a year or so ago. He and his wife were here for 1 year on the Balikbayan privilege visa, and they left. They flew out for 1 day, came back, we're going to start their 1 year over again. Somebody will correct me if I'm not absolutely correct on that. Are family members of returning residents, OCW, and former Filipinos also entitled to certain privileges? Yes, provided they themselves satisfy the specifications. So a Balikbayan is entitled to the following benefits: travel tax exemption, and you can click there to find out more information, and visa-free entry to the Philippines for a period of 1 year for a foreign passport holder, duty-free shopping privilege up to 2,000 US, 1,000 US as arriving Balikbayan, and US 1,000 as arriving passengers. Provided that shopping must be done within 2 days upon arrival, 1 a year. Purchase must be made personally by the Balikbayan. Here's the important part. The Balikbayan privilege is extended to legitimate members of the family, spouse and children of individuals in the above mentioned categories who are holders of foreign passports only if they are traveling to the Philippines together with the above mentioned qualified individual. So, can your spouse arrive one time back and then you come at another time? That's not what this says. It says you can avail the Balikbayan privilege uh, only if they're traveling to the Philippines together with the above mentioned qualified individual. Now, one thing I had a subscriber mention some time ago. Uh, they were arriving together. They're married. They're coming back into the Philippines. They want to avail of the Balikbayan, the 1 year visa, basically. They get separated as they come through the customs immigration lines there, and one goes one way, one goes the other way. The lady gets her Balikbayan stamp for 1 year. Her husband, because they're not together, he gets the 30-day tourist visa stamp. He didn't check about it. He didn't look at it. He got the stamp, went on, met his wife, and they went on their merry way. And didn't find out till some time later that when it was far too late, that he didn't have the proper stamp. He thought he had a year Balikbayan stamp on his visa, and he only had 30-day stamp. Some expat told me once that they came into the Philippines by themselves without their wife. They showed their marriage certificate, and they were allowed the Balikbayan stamp in their passport. Now, that's not what the rules say. No guarantees. It's possible it could work. If it doesn't work, you can always just get the tourist stamp instead. In addition, in order to avail of the privilege, qualified Filipino citizens need to present only their Philippine passport showing the date of the last exit from the Philippines, which should be not less than 1 year. Aside from their foreign passport showing date of last exit, former Filipino citizens need to present their old Philippine passport or Philippine birth certificate. In the absence of these documents, they can present foreign naturalization papers to show former Philippine citizenship or certification from adopted country. Family members of the former Filipino citizen who are traveling with the Balikbayan should present passports and any of the following: birth certificate in case of children, marriage certificate in case of spouse, adoption papers in case of legally adopted children. There's also information here about what is the extent of duty and tax-free privileges of returning Filipinos or Balikbayans. And if you want to read through that, go to the site and check all that information out. Basically means there is a VAT tax here on many, many items. VAT, VAT, value added tax that even I think many European countries use. Similar to a sales tax many states use in the USA. About 12% on most items, I believe. And you can get some tax and duty-free privileges, but there are some requirements. You can read through that as well if you're interested. Let's take a look at the Philippine Consulate General, Republic of the Philippines. Look at their full site here because it offers quite a bit of information and information about the Philippines itself. Proper, even at the bottom, proper use and display of the Philippine flag. And the consulate, information about the consulate, consular services down here where we see the visa, information about getting visas, other services, promotion of Philippine tourism, doing business, investment in the Philippines, a number of other links and useful links. Balikbayan, overseas Filipinos, one-stop online portal for diaspora engagement, and a number of other owning land, real estate in the Philippines, number of other links. And over here on the left, consular outreach schedule, honorary consular Philippine passport and travel document. notarization, report birth, marriage, death of a Filipino, dual citizenship, visa requirements for foreign travelers. And those are topics for another video. But anyway, they have a number of things, notices over here. And this might be important to some people. Consulate cannot authenticate the signatures of the following documents. Starting May 15, 2019. Notarized documents. Documents signed, issued, certified by federal, state, county, city, university, or school official. The change is due to the Philippines officially becoming a party to the Apostille Convention. Not sure what that is, but is your passport available? Click here to ask the question. Track your document, passport, or Balikbayan box if you have a tracking number right there. And additional, Philcon is an organization registered with the consulate, so that might be of interest to some of you. Now, another very, very important point is that the Philippines has suspended giving out visas for the present time. Here it is, May 13th, 2020. Because of the present medical situation, and you cannot fly even if somebody sells you a ticket, unless you know that you can arrive and receive a visa on arrival, or unless, and I believe all visas that have been approved previously have been canceled if you're out of the country, as well as applications for visas. So until we get the word that they have opened up visas for foreigners, you cannot fly into the Philippines. Now I understand, sounds like Thailand is getting ahead of the curve a little bit, will be one of the earlier countries to start allowing foreigners to come back in, but still don't have details there. So thanks for watching, and safe travels to you all. And we'll see you next time. I'll try to get, as soon as I hear additional news, I will pass it on.